One of the longest-serving soldiers in the British Army is hanging up his caubeen and stowing away his Blackthorn today after well over a third of a century's service. And as Major Hugh Ben prepares for his first taste of civilian life in nearly 40 years, he's been sharing the ups and downs of his military career with Fiona Weir.
Major Hugh Benson joined the army when he was 16, and only now, as he reaches his 55th birthday, is he reluctantly preparing to leave the 1st Battalion of the Royal Irish Regiment. And his extensive military career began here on the Shankill Road in Belfast in 1971.
I was living in Belfast and the employment situation wasn't the best, and of course it was the beginning of the Troubles in early 71. One of the firms I worked with went bankrupt, the other firm got bombed out, and I thought I'd better do something with my life, so I trotted myself down to the nearest recruiting office, which in those days was in York Street, and fortunately my uncle was actually the recruiting sergeant.
Climbing through the ranks, Hugh has filled key regimental appointments from RSM to quartermaster and witnessed the regiment undergo vast change, including its amalgamation with the UDR in 1992 and the eventual disbandment of the Home Service battalions in 2006. He served in 12 countries at the forefront of events that have reserved their place in the history books, from protecting food agencies in Kosovo to awaiting orders at the Kuwaiti border on the eve of the Second Gulf War. And 3 of Hugh's 4 sons have followed in his footsteps, joining the battalion and serving next to him on the front line.
At times it's worrying, but I don't think you can afford to sit and think about it. I think it's a bonus knowing that there's someone there. I was in Musicala, they were in Sangin, sending blues back and forward, and things like that. But it's hard to know, especially if you hear a casualty or something over the radio, or you're not too sure who it is until later on. It's always a worry at times.
And his sons were also by his side on the 2nd of November 2008.
I've always said there's 2 things I wanted to do. One was to serve in Afghanistan before we knew about the Troubles and march through the streets of Belfast, and achieve both. But the most memorable one was the support that we got in Northern Ireland the day we marched through the welcoming parades in Northern Ireland, and that will always remain in my memory.
Major Hugh Benson was awarded the MBE last year and will be sadly missed.
He's been an elder statesman. His advice has been valued and appreciated by generations of soldiers. He not only provides his 3 sons to the battalion, but he's provided a father-like advice and support for many generations of soldiers, including myself when I joined.
Despite all the ups and downs of military life, Hugh still regards joining up at 16 as the best decision he ever made. Fiona Weir, Forces News.